So I recently started promoting my Ultra MMA fight, and I decided to send out the first email to my list of subscribers who have decided to ask for updates when stuff about the event is coming out. This is the example I'm going to use while I'll tell you guys how to create an event promotion email. I'm going to use a software called Mailerlite for this because this is my preferred software, but the principles should basically apply. This will just be more important to you if you want to know where the specific elements are in the software. So you can choose a template that pre-exists and you just want to edit, but I always like doing the build your own because I feel like it's a lot less cluttered and I can make it specific to my own needs. I have two purposes with this email. The first one is to explain the event and what people are going to need to know if they want to attend, and then also I'm going to provide them with a link to the ticket, which are known to sell out really quickly. So there is a countdown timer so people know when they're going to be live and available because they are likely to go very fast. Got my usual footer, and then we've just got a nice basic title of everything you need to know about Ultra MMA. Now, because everyone in this email list has already expressed interest to me that they want to go based off pre-existing conversations or engagement with other content that I've posted recently, then I kind of have an idea that they are going to come regardless of what I say. But if they want to get the most out of the experience, they're going to need a lot more information than that. But the most important thing is the countdown to when tickets go live because they've already expressed interest. So when you've decided what section you want to put it into, you go into the left hand side of the list and you go into special, and these are different widgets that you can place within the email. You scroll down and you find countdown. At this point you go in and you pick the expiration date of the countdown, so you put in the time and date that you want it to count down to, and it will automatically set the time based off the time zone that is currently set in your profile, so make sure that it is set to your time zone. I don't control when the tickets go live, so I need to make sure that it's synced up with Ultra MMA's go live time, which is the same because we're both in the UK. There is an option to sync the countdown to the viewer's time zone, but that would only be applicable if you're doing like a digital countdown where something is visible at different times in different countries. It doesn't have a huge amount of customization that you can pick from, but you can pick the black or white versions, and then you can go in and change the background colors of the entire block, and you can choose the font of the countdown, but this doesn't change the numbers font. That just changes the day, hour, minute, seconds bit. You can have padding above or below it, and then I decided to pad that out with a little title and an extra button. And when I got into the styling, I decided to put a little dotted divider so it looks kind of like a ticket tearaway perforation. The other key element of this email is putting in a video, so that requires you to go to the Elements tab on the left-hand sidebar and find the video function. I created a YouTube video that went over all the information I needed because I wanted the email to be very nice and concise, and a little selfishly, I want to get more watch hours on my YouTube channel, so that is a good multi-purpose function of it. I also feel like I can communicate information better through a video than through a short email because you don't want to be essaying at people in their inbox. They'll just see it as a bit spammy and they're unlikely to scroll down if they see a big wall of text, and then they're not going to convert. I like that you can choose the color of the overlay play button on the styling side of things. You could keep it as the default YouTube red, but it just has that nice little extra brand tone. Now you would hope that people would just click on the video by the fact that there is a video and that's where information is, and the title is going to incentivize them because it's everything you need to know about Ultra MMA, but you can't assume that. So we do a little preview text where I wrote, watch this video to find out everything you need to know about my upcoming Ultra MMA fight night, including rules and regulations, venue, key dates, ticket prices, charity fundraising, etc, etc. These elements are segmented in the YouTube video chapters, so people will have the choice to click through if they want to get only a specific piece of information, but just letting them know what they will get out of it is more likely to get them to actually click through, which will increase your authority rating to email providers and you're less likely to get marked as spam. Once you've finalized all your styling choices and made sure that all the elements are hyperlinked so your button actually leads somewhere, and I also made the get your ticket information text also hyperlinked for people who may not instinctually click on the button. Once that's all done, you can click through and then decide on the sender email. So that'll be where people see that the email came from, the name of where it came from, the preview text, and the subject line. These should be as eye-catching as possible and have a good call to action to actually get people to click on your email, but hopefully they will be expecting it and care enough to click through it regardless of what you put. That's how you know you've really qualified your email list, but we cannot rely on that because you've got to stand out against all the other things that pop up in their inbox. And because of the nature of this type of email, it is going to land in the promotions tab for most people, which is not the primary inbox. It's more the one where people expect to have people trying to get all their money, which is often a less welcome subject matter. Once you've done that, you confirm everything, and then you can start sending it off to your selected email lists. You can schedule the timing, or you can send it right away, but once it actually is sent, then you can immediately start seeing the analytics that feed through on your campaigns tab. Unlike automations where a singular action triggers the flow, because this is a time-sensitive thing that will not always be active, because eventually the event will pass. We made this a campaign, but in Mailerlite you do have the option to resend the campaign without rebuilding it to new subscribers and people who haven't opened it yet. I did also create a second part email where I basically flips the assets, so ticket information is at the top when it's much closer to the time, and the what you need to know video is below it, but you can make it more complex if you choose, and you can have more information as it comes in for later campaigns going to the same group. Now you're more educated on how to get people to come to your event with email marketing. I hope that was really helpful for you. Leave a comment below if there's something you want me to cover in the future. Make sure you subscribe and have a nice day.